Hey, I'm Alex Wellings. This is your sales session. Hey everybody, welcome to Sales Sessions. I'm Alex Wellings. Today we're talking all about one of my favorite approaches, the commission versus salary approach. Now, this approach is pretty interesting. Came to us a while back listening into a few of our advisors talking with particularly federal employees, but it works for anybody, whether they're in the federal government or not. All they need to be is in a salaried position and with some investment assets. So this is a prospect that's come to you over, in some sort of form, whether from a federal program, some sort of outreach to federal employees for retirement planning advice, or through any other marketing convention you might operate in. But the idea is that there's a number of folks out there that are taking a salary and stuffing money into some sort of market-based asset, whether that be a 401k, a TSP. I mean, it could be anything that you can think of, spousal assets, whatever. And this salaried employee is now planning to transition into retirement and live off this market-exposed asset. And it's about making the analogy between your proclivity to taking a salary while working, and then almost contrary, taking a commissioned style approach to retirement. And so the idea is making that analogy to them, helping them see the light. This salary, being exposed to the ups and downs of the market, is no different than that of your salary actually being a commission-based salary, which is, if things are going well and you're making sales or you're doing some sort of activity that generates a commission more frequently, then your wage might be higher. And then potentially when things are getting worse, your salary or your wage would be lower in a commission-based world. And so it starts off with asking them, some simple questions. Talk to me about your career. What did you choose as a career? Why did you choose that as a career? Why didn't you go into something more commission-based? And they'll have some reason for you. Oh, I wanted safety, or oh, this is kind of how they did it. And what were your thoughts? Did you enjoy getting a salary for the last 30 years? Right? Or however many years that they've taken a salary. For the federal folks, it's generally 20, 30 years they've been working in this position. And so why now in retirement are you wanting to go to a place, if you're not looking, why aren't you looking to create a salary for yourself in retirement to continue this trend? Why is it all of a sudden we're willing to take a commission style approach to our retirement income when for the last few decades in our working lives, we've taken a salary approach? And so, when you go into retirement with some sort of 401k or TSP type asset, you're riding this wave of maybe they've been told something like the 4% rule. I'm going to take out 4% and I'm going to live off that 4% over and over. Well, that's just making a salary or creating a salary out of your retirement assets. Why not take and guarantee that, right? We all worked for, particularly with federal employees, we worked for the federal government because of what? Job security. Primarily, they're not going to lay off employees, they're going to keep those employees. And so it's a very steady and guaranteed income, right? It's as guaranteed as it's going to be. They're not going to run out of money and not be able to pay their staff. I mean, sure, some administrations come in, slash some of the agency's forces and stuff, but primarily, the foundational positions in the government, they are steadfast and true. And so that goes with any salaried position out there. You take a salary from a company, generally from a company that's well established, because you can trust that that money's coming without ever having to think about it. Every 2 weeks, that check is there, right? And so it's about making the analogy in retirement to you need to try and accomplish the same goal of establishing some sort of guaranteed salary, especially those that, federal employees have a commission, of course, or have a pension that's coming to them. They have Social Security that's coming to them. People that aren't in the federal government have a Social Security check coming to them. So there's some of that. So they need to make up the last portions of their salary, whatever their need is, and basically say, hey, I'm willing to forego some of my potential earnings because I don't want the risks of the valleys that could be created by the same risk. And so is it a new tale that we're telling these people that we're not familiar with as advisors? Probably not. You probably have these kinds of conversations about taking some of the risk off the table, creating some streamlined income. But what we found with the commission versus salary approach is it's very relatable to the prospect. They seem to understand it more, hits home with them. And that's what these sessions are about, is to help make analogies that help our products that we're trying to talk to these folks about in retirement planning more understood in their place, right? And so if you're talking about creating income, having the conversation about, hey, look, if you're planning on taking just a systematic withdrawal or just use it as you need and kind of ride the peaks and valleys of the market, you're potentially living more on a commission stream, and maybe that wasn't your intent, right? To ride these ups and downs. So next time you sit down with your folks and you find yourself in a position where somebody's like, you know what, I really don't feel like this is right for me, try the commission versus salary approach. It's a very interesting one. We've got all the scripting right here on our site, so if it's something that you wanted to take a look at or reach out to, feel free to reach out to us here at the home office, get the scripting, and we'll see you next time here at Sales Sessions. Take care.